in a chair or against a piece of furniture, go for it. And your legs could be in any position that you'd like as well. All right. And as you take your seat, just take the time to get so you feel comfortable. You might look around your space a little bit, just notice the light, the texture, shadows, colors. Let your head move around. And then as you're ready to, you can let your eyes settle in one spot or even close your eyes and begin taking your attention inward a little more. And noticing where you're making contact with the floor or your own body with your arms. See if you can let go to gravity a little bit, letting your jaw soften or any area where that you feel like you're holding things up, feel for letting go. And then noticing your breath as it comes in, nice and wide inhale. And as you go out or exhale, you can blow out through your lips. Slowly until you get every last bit of air out, and then continue. Okay, then you can stay with that breathing out through mouth, or you could close your mouth, breathing in and out through your nose. Just try to sit up tall so that the top of your head is reaching toward the ceiling. And notice if you can rock your pelvis forward a bit, just so that you are sitting upright so that your pelvic floor is facing the floor, rather than if you were like this, for example, it would be more my tail toward the floor and my pelvic floor kind of facing forward a little bit, right? So trying to come upright, rocking that pelvis forward. And that might mean you have to adjust or take support behind your back. And as you inhale, imagine that when you inhale, your breath is going all the way down to your pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, and you can blow out through pursed lips because it helps to do that, imagine that you're lifting up from your pelvic floor. And you might feel your abdominals turn on. So you're doing it on purpose, right? Rather than, well, you can just imagine it too, but you can actually try to engage those muscles. And then repeat on the inhale, relax your lower belly, relax your pelvic floor. Imagine you're breathing all the way down there. And then as you exhale, begin lifting through the pelvic floor, engaging the abdominals. Let's try another one like that. And you can always feel and press into your abdominals a little bit too. All right, now we're going to come onto our backs just for a couple of minutes. And so with your knees bent, you might need head and neck support. We're going to keep the knees bent and just rock your pelvis a few times. So alternate between rocking forward and pressing low back down. And let's end in a place where your low back has some space between it and the floor. So I'm slipping my hand under there. So I've got my pelvis in neutral, but it might feel like you're rocking your pelvis forward. And then you can put your hands on your lower belly. And as you inhale, can you allow this area to expand? And then as you exhale, can you exhale, blowing out through pursed lips, and see if you can feel that your lower abdominals engage, and you can press in there with your fingers. You can also try to feel that you're lifting up from the pelvic floor. So it's like almost like you're zipping up to your belly button from the pelvic floor. And then repeat. Inhale, relax this area so that it expands. You can allow it to rise. And then exhale, you can blow out through pursed lips and focus on engaging muscles in the lower abdominal area as well as lifting up in the pelvic floor all the way up to the belly button, as though you were lifting it up to the belly button. Let's try one more. So as you inhale, you relax that area. And then again, exhale that same engagement. Good, and then let's spread the arms out to a T and rock the knees, windshield wiper the knees side to side. You can go back to breathing however you'd like to breathe. And then we'll try to add in a little of that same engagement with windshield wipers. So what we'll do is as you inhale, take the knees down to one side. And then as you exhale, blow out through pursed lips and feel the exhale begin and then engage through the abdominals and the pelvic floor to lift the knees to center. And then inhale, take the knees to the opposite side. And then exhale, beginning the exhale, trying to feel some engagement, some lift through the pelvic floor and lower abdominals. Keep experimenting with that. Just trying to get your brain connected to these muscles so you can notice when they're working. Try to relax through your jaw. Good. And then when you roll to one side, just continue to roll over and press yourself up, back up to a seat. And now we're going to windshield wiper in this seated position. Okay. So you could take the feet a little wide, back and forth. Now you could be down on forearms if your arms or shoulders don't want to be like this. And then you can add in more of a swivel seat as well, where I'm taking my knees all the way to the floor. I might even reach around to one side. You can see what your hips and your knees and the rest of your body allows. All right, now from here, we'll come into a tabletop position. You can pad your knees if you'd like. I'm gonna work on a little bit with the arms and shoulders here. And so at first, what I'm doing is I'm rotating my upper arm bones inward and outward. And let me take this sweater off so you can see a little better. So I'm moving from, if I were to rotate my upper arm bones inward, it would look like this. See my shoulders come in a little bit, right? And now if I were to rotate them externally, it would roll back. I get wide across the collarbones, and when I do that, my inner elbows, this little eyes of your elbows, turns forward, right? So feeling the difference between those two places. And then let's stay with the external so that the eyes of the elbows are facing forward, okay? And we'll relax your neck and do some protract and retract. We haven't done this in a while. So what I'm doing is my spine stays neutral, and I'm going to inhale and try to squeeze my shoulder blades, retract them toward one another. And then I'm pushing into the floor, my arms stay straight, and my shoulder blades spread. And repeat. You could always do this on forearms if your wrists bother you. And just to show if you're new to this, what I'm doing, you could come up on your knees and try it. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, retract, and I'm pressing them apart for the protract. Okay, my arms stay straight. You could do this against the wall if the pressure on the knees is too much. Good. Okay, now let's come down onto the forearms. And you could do this on the wall too a little bit if you can't bear weight on the knees. So I'm going to turn the palms upward. Okay, and then from here, plant the elbows or keep the elbows where they are and start to sit the sit bones back toward the heels. I'm not going to get very far. I'm just going to come a little bit back and then back up. So I'm stretching out the shoulders, letting the neck relax, noticing what's happening with my hands, being very gentle. A couple more back and forth. Good, and then let's come into child's pose. So let the palms turn back down into extended child's pose. You could always have props beneath the hips. And I'm going to walk my right arm over to the right on a diagonal and then walk the left arm over to join it and stretch into the left side body, taking a breath. And now I'll walk my left hand over to the left side and the right to join it and take a breath there. Good, and then back to center, and let's rise up and come down onto the belly. Good, and just come into Sphinx pose. Pressing the pubic bone down and inhale, spread across your collarbones. Inhaling here and exhaling here. All right, and now lowering down, and you may need to watch me for a moment. I'm going to turn toward you. I haven't done this one in a while either. So from here, I'm going to take my right arm out till about 2 or not out fully till 3, but I find a lot of people go up to like midnight here, or I want you to go out to the side a little bit if you can, okay? The other hand, the left hand, is like a push-up. And I'm going to roll that right shoulder head away from the floor. And I'll look to my left, bend my left knee, and then see about pushing into that left hand to stretch into the front of the right arm and pec. Now, if you need to bend the elbow, that might change it a little bit, or move the arm around, that's fine, okay? So just move it to where it feels best. Keep breathing. The foot doesn't have to come all the way to the floor behind you, but it might. Big, wide inhales, long exhale. And then when you're ready, exhale, come back to the center. Now the left arm goes out like 10 o'clock-ish. Right hand comes down. Roll that left shoulder head away from the floor. Bend the right knee. Look to the right. And then turning around to the side. A little or a lot. Noticing how it feels on this side, and keep breathing. Good, and then coming around to the center again, let's just pad the forehead with the backs of your hands and take a couple of breaths. Good, inhale, let's come back to Sphinx pose. Good. Now exhale, engage the lower abdominals. Inhale, Keep them engaged as you try to lift the elbows for some of you. If it feels best in Sphinx, you can stay there. Try to move your shoulder blades down your back. Keep breathing. And then slowly come back down. Let's take the hands back to press yourself up. We're going to go through the toddler get up. So that's the one that's like a squat. So you'll try to roll over your feet and land on your heels into a squat. Yeah, good. Inhale here. Exhale. And then let's inhale, stand all the way up, reaching your arms up. And then exhale, arms come out to the sides and down. Good. Then inhale, let's roll the shoulders up. And exhale, take them down your back. And again. One more time. All right, shake out the arms. Notice how they're feeling here. Let's do a few rocks on the feet. So we'll inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels. And maybe you can lift the toes and repeat. Okay, let's get our chairs in front of us here. Taking the seat in front of you. And we'll stand in front of your chair. Let's inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale, hinging at the hips to fold. We'll inhale, reach your spine forward, and then exhale, it's stepping back to chair, downward dog. Of course, you could always do a floor downward dog if you prefer. Letting your head drop down between the arms. You can have your knees bent if it feels better to help you get length through your spine. As you inhale, feeling the width of your breath. And maybe on the exhale, you can even practice that breathing from the pelvic floor upward, like you're zipping up. Let's try a couple more breaths there. Good. Now inhale, let's bend the knees, looking between the legs of your chair. Exhale, step your right leg forward underneath the chair. Okay, this time we're going to keep, instead of a full lunge, we're going to have the back heel down. So feet about hips distance apart. I've got my front knee bent, and I'm going to scoot my right hip back and get length through my spine. Shouldn't have really any weight on the hands. It's just there for extra support, okay? You could use fists if your wrists are bothering you. Good, hips are square. I'm going to inhale here. Reaching that chest forward, shoulder blades down your back. And then exhale, you could try to straighten the front leg a little bit or a lot. Good. And then inhale, let's put a bend in the knee again. And then exhale, straightening. A couple more times. Good. Next time you come towards bent, let's exhale to step the left leg forward next to the right. Inhale, chest reaches forward. Exhale, start to stand. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, arms out and down. All right, let's do it again. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, hinging at the hips and fold. Inhale to extend your spine forward. And exhale, let's step back to downward dog. Taking a few breaths there. Again, let's all experiment with bending your knees and stretching the hips up and back long, letting your head come down between your arms if you can. And you've got the full length of your spine, so your arms are next to or fully extended if your shoulders are healthy. And then inhaling, bending knees and looking between the legs of your chair. Exhale, let's step the left leg forward underneath the chair. The knee is bent and where back heel is down. Going to scoot the left hip back to help square the hips. And inhale here and exhale, you can try to straighten the front leg a little or a lot and repeat. Notice if you can feel the balls and heels of both feet. Okay, next time you bend, pause and then exhale, bring the back leg forward. Inhale, extend the spine forward, shoulder blades down your back. And exhale, start to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. And just pause for a moment. Notice how you feel in Tadasana. Notice all 10 of your toes, the balls and heels of your feet, your hands, the top of your head reaching toward the ceiling. And take a breath in and a breath out. Okay, we're gonna grab something to use as a strap. It doesn't have to be an actual strap. It can be anything with length to it. I'm just gonna use a string here. Okay, and I'm gonna take it behind my back. Okay, so I've got my palms up. Now I'm more flexible in my shoulders, so I'd actually bring my arms closer together. I'm actually going to wrap this around so I can get a better grip. I think I have a better strap. I have a yoga strap. I'm going to use that. Okay, so I can really feel myself being able to pull the strap apart. And I want to open the chest like that. Okay, so find the distance that works for you with this strap to be able to have your arms straight and open across the chest. And then the feet will be about hips distance apart or a little wider. I'm gonna inhale here and exhale. I'm coming into a little chair pose with the shoulder stretch. And I'm pulling that strap apart. I'm breathing here. 2 more breaths. Keep pulling. And 1 more breath. Good. And then stand up. Let the strap come down to one side. Might just shake out your shoulders or roll them a few times. Good. And now let's just set the strap down. We'll use it again in a minute. Now, if you need balance support, which you very well might, you might want it just next to you for this, okay? So you've got the wall or something next to you. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start in Utkatasana, which is that chair pose we were just doing, and then we'll be stepping up and trying to lift one knee. Okay, let's do the outside knee. I think that'll be easier if you're holding on to something, okay? So let's inhale, stand tall. Exhale, we're bending into chair pose. Then inhale, start to stand up and lift the outside leg up and draw it up. Good. Exhale, step down. Okay, let's try it again. So instead of leaning into the chair, see if you can stay upright and just lift it any amount, okay? Let's try it again. Okay, inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, start to shift and lift, bringing that knee up. And exhale, step down. Good, one more time. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift, standing on one leg. And exhale, step down. All right, let's try the other side. Okay, so same thing. Stand next to the chair or the wall. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, standing on the other leg now. Lifting up. Exhale, step down. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, going down. One more time. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair. Inhale, standing on one leg. And exhale, step down. All right, good, you guys. So one thing to remember, you know how we did chair pose a moment ago with our chest open, right? So just make sure you're not closing your chest like this when you come into chair pose. So even though I'm not having you necessarily, do a chest opener, see if you can still create some opening across your chest, okay? And we're going to add on, but before we do, let's practice another one of the poses that we're going to add on. Okay, so we'll have our chair at the first side. And to begin, we're just going to inhale. We're going to try to keep that chest open, right? And as you exhale, we're going to take the outside leg back to bird or warrior 3. So I've got it back behind me like this. And I'm trying to square my hips. I'm keeping my chest open, right? Good. And then come down. Then you can try the other side. So you don't have to move your whole chair. You can just kind of go wherever you can get balance. So you can practice the pose on this side. Okay, you'll be inhaling. And then exhale, hinging at your hip. You can always bend the standing leg for this. Trying to keep your chest open. Keep breathing. And back to standing. All right, nice. So now we'll be adding that on. Okay, so we'll start with our first side. We're going to go through our Utkatasana chair pose into lifting one leg into warrior 3 pose. Okay, I'll talk you through it. So we're going to inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose with open chest. Okay, inhale, stand on the inside leg. Exhale, warrior 3, and we'll pause for a couple of breaths here. Okay, inhaling and exhaling. Good, you guys, nice open chest. Inhale and exhale, coming out. All right, let's do that same side 2 more times, okay? So inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose, open chest. Inhale, stand and lift outside leg. Exhale, warrior 3. We'll hold 2 breaths. Breathing in and out. Nice, and breathing in and out, coming out. All right, one more time. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, stand on one leg. Exhale, warrior 3. Let's try 3 breaths this time. Inhale and exhale. Of course, you can practice balancing if you want. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Come out. Nice work, everybody. Just step a little bit side to side, and we'll practice the same thing on the other side, about 3 rounds. And shake it out a little bit. And then as you're ready, inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, outside leg comes up. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, coming out. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, stand on inside leg. Exhale, warrior three. Reach forward with your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, come out. All right, last time, and we'll try to hold for 3 breaths. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, stand on that one leg. Exhale, reaching it back. You can try to balance if you want, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And one more. And coming out. As you're ready to, you can either swing and twist, or you might hula hoop the hips. You can see what you'd like to do here. If you're doing something, if you're hula hooping, you might want to reverse it. All right, we're going to go back to our strap now. We'll be doing warrior one pose, so if you do need something at your side, you can take it there. Let's start in chair pose with our arms in that chest opener, okay? So just as a reminder, I'm pulling apart my strap behind my back, and I'm trying to open across my front, okay? And from here, in an inhale, stand tall. Exhale, a little bend to the knees, and step the left leg back to warrior one. Good. Of course, if this doesn't feel good on your back, make adjustments. Feeling the balls and heels of both feet on the floor and pulling that strap apart. Let's do 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and then lean forward. Now, if you want to, you could try to exhale and balance as you step that back leg forward. And then let go of your strap. Just shake it out a little bit. Take a pause between the second side. All right. When you're ready, we'll come back at it. Okay. Find that opening across the chest. Inhale here. Exhale, a little bend to the knees, and then step the right leg back. Warrior one, fiddle around however much you need to. Pull that strap apart. Breathe. 1 more breath. And then if you want to, as you step out on your exhale, you could try balancing for a moment or 2. And come out. You can set your strap down and a little swing and a twist, letting the arms flop around. Good. All right, now let's stand, and we did this last week too, but this time we might add in some eagle arms. Maybe we did last week too, I can't remember. We're gonna inhale, open the arms wide, and then exhale, let's cross the arms, right arm on top of left. So if when you bend it, you've got that little hook there with the top elbow hooked by bottom and it doesn't hurt, you could come into eagle. But if you're here, it's not gonna do any good, right? You wanna stick with the hug, okay? Good, now from here, I'm gonna inhale and draw the elbows forward if you're an eagle. Exhale, try to relax around your neck. And again. And then let's inhale, open up the arms again. And exhale, bring the arms down. Good, just gonna shake them out a little bit. Let's do the other side on top. So we'll inhale, open up the arms and test out this side. Exhale, as you cross, if you bend, just see if there's that hook there or not. You can also be here, okay? If you're in eagle arms, inhale as you send the elbows forward. And exhale, try to relax around your neck. And again. Good, and then inhale, open up the arms. And exhale, arms down. Just shake them out. All right. We're gonna come back to our warrior one pose, but this time we're gonna be doing it with our eagle arms, okay? Or our hug, what we just did, all right? So we'll inhale, stand tall, and exhale, let's step the right leg back first this time to warrior one legs, okay? Then inhale, open up the arms. And exhale, let's take the left arm on top first for either eagle arms or the hug, okay? Inhale, breathing into the space between your shoulder blades. Exhale, relax around your neck and jaw. And again. And then when you're ready to, you can inhale to open the arms. Good, and then exhale, step out. All right, other side. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, left leg back. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale, crossing right arm on top, either for a hug or eagle arms. Inhale, sending those elbows forward if you're an eagle. Exhale, relaxing around your neck. Good, and then inhale, open up the arms when you're ready. And exhale, release. Good. Let's inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. And exhale, let them drop. And a few more times. Okay, we're gonna come to a wall or anything as high as your shoulder at your side. And we're gonna be doing side plank at the wall variations. If you're not sure and you can't see from your wall, you can always watch me at first. Okay, so the way that we'll do this, and this will put doing it at the wall will put the least amount of pressure than the other variations on your wrist and shoulder. So what I'm first gonna do is I'm gonna try to put my hand flat against the wall and move my shoulder blade down my back with a straight arm. So just see if that's possible, right? Okay. Now, if that feels good, you might stay right where you are with your feet touching. That might be enough, okay? Or you might start to walk your feet away from the wall so you're on this slant like a side plank, holding yourself up. Good. Keep moving that right shoulder blade down your back. That's the one on the wall I'm talking about. And then when you're ready to come out, just step that inside leg in and bring the arms down and shake them out. And then you can turn around and do the same thing or go to a different wall. I'm gonna go to a different wall, I think, here, so I can still face you. So your left arm against the wall. First, you're just saying, can you get it straight? Can you get the wrist extended like this? And then move the shoulder away from the ear. If that feels all right, feet together. You might stay right here. Good, keep breathing. Or you might start to step your feet away from the wall. So you're taking more weight on that arm and try to engage, feeling your core engaged here, holding you up. Good, and then when you're ready, you step that inside leg in and release. You can shake out the arms a little bit. Okay, now you can keep doing that variation. If that was plenty of a challenge, is that the right word? If that was enough of a challenge, just stay there. This time I'm going to show it with the chair. I'm going to put my chair against the wall so it won't slide. But you can stick with the same option too. You don't have to do the chair. Okay, so for this variation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hand down to my chair. So I'm going to be coming here, okay? And my other hand will come to my hip. I'm going to move my shoulder blade down my back as I step my feet out, right? So it's the same thing. I'm breathing. I'm engaging through the core. My hips are on top of one another. And you'll see it's a lot more weight for the shoulder and the wrist. So if you're not doing this, then what you're doing is you're doing it against the wall again. So you still get more repetitions in, okay? Keep breathing. If you need to come out earlier than I say, just go for it. And when you're ready to come out, you are stepping toward the wall, or if you're in the chair variation, you're still stepping toward the chair, engaging your core to lift and come out. All right, let's do the second side. So again, left hand to wall or chair, and I'll show you how I get into it. I just bend my knee, take my hand to the chair, I move my shoulder blade down my back and step my legs away. My arm is straight. If I'm doing it on the chair, I've got my opposite hand on my hip. I'm engaging through the core in both variations and breathing. Good, and when you're ready to come out, you can step closer to your prop and stand. Good, you guys. All right, let's do some hula hoops here. One direction and then the other direction. Good, and then we'll come to the center with our hands, just interlace fingers, and try to keep those elbows down as you make like an infinity sign with your hands, your wrists. And now take a look at them and see if you can trace your infinity sign the opposite way. I've got a lot of cracking going on my hands today. Okay, and then release. Let's take the arms out to the sides with the wrists lower than the elbows. Okay, we're gonna inhale and make stop signs, so palms face out. And then exhale, make a fist and turn those knuckles down and repeat. Inhale, stop signs. Exhale, wrist flexion. 2 more. And 1 more. Go ahead, and then let's just bring those arms down. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. And exhale, take them down your back again. All right, let's get our chair set up back at the front of our mat, if you had to move it, that is. All right, we're gonna come down to the floor. So we're gonna come through a squat if you can. I'm just gonna set myself up. If I know that my knees want a pillow to land on, I'm gonna put a pillow in front, right? I'll just show that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is my feet are about as wide as my shoulders or hips. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, chair pose. Notice I'm taking my butt quite a bit back for this chair pose, like my toddler. Get up. And now I'm just going to let my weight come forward to my chair and lower my knees down. Good. And now I'm gonna have a seat. You could sit up on your pillow or your blanket. I'm going to take the soles of the feet together. So if it's really a challenge to sit like this, like instead of, a spine reaching upward, if you find that you're really more like this with the knees super high, it's very helpful to sit up on a prop like a yoga block or a folded up blanket or more pillows, okay? And that can help find some release through the hips. Your hands could also be behind your back like this, trying to help yourself stay upright, okay? If there's not an issue with that, you could take your hands forward. And just take a couple of breaths here. So just working on lifting upward through the crown of your head, feeling the knees reach away from the hips if you can, and breathing. Okay, now let's step those feet further forward. So still the same position, but the feet just come further ahead. So you get like this big diamond here. Okay, now we're gonna let our back round. And your arms can be wherever they feel best, can be in front. So some people that have more hip flexion and external rotation might be folding up more like a clamshell. But a lot of people will look more like this, just somewhat rounded, letting the neck relax, rounding the spine and folding forward however much, okay? Try to let there be some relaxation in your shoulders, your jaw, your neck in this, and keep on breathing. All right, and then slowly, as you're ready to, you can always stay longer, just slowly lift yourself up. All right, we're gonna come onto our backs. Now, in a moment, you're gonna want props to go beneath the knees because we are going to do a reclined variation of this pose in a moment, okay? So I'm going to use yoga blocks, but you could use 2 pillows, even if you're flexible. So I'm I'm flexible in this position. I'm still gonna use yoga blocks. I'm just gonna have them ready. We're gonna do another position first. I'm also going to have something for below my head. And I'm gonna lower myself onto my back. And when you first get down there, let's just pause here with the knees bent. Move your shoulder blades down your back. You can have your hands on your belly if you'd like. Just take a sigh, noticing what it feels like to be in this position now. And then as you're ready to, you can bring one or both knees into your belly. Give them a squeeze. Either doing one at a time or both together. You might make circles on your low back or rock side to side. Good. Now let's keep just the right knee in and extend the left leg on the floor. Now I'm going to come into a knee down twist. You can use any props you want. I'm going to bring the knee across my body to the left side. I'm going to extend my right arm, but you don't have to extend the arm. Make any adjustments so that this pose feels like a nice twist, but nothing too intense. As you breathe in, perhaps count to 3 or 4. And as you breathe out, can you count to 5 or 6? And now as you're ready, using your exhale, you could come back to the center and place the right foot down, drawing the left knee in. Extending the right leg on the floor, taking a breath or two. And then as you're ready to, coming into that knee down twist. You could extend the left arm. You can use any props beneath that knee. Good, and then as you're ready to, coming back up to center, Now you can roll to your side to get yourself set up with the props, or you might have your props handy like me. I'm going to take the soles of my feet together and then just put the blocks underneath my knees. Then you might like the weight of a blanket over you. Some people can't get at all comfortable in this pose, and sometimes it feels a little bit better to have the ankles crossed instead. So you can always do that instead, okay? But do know that you can add as much height beneath your knees as feels good to you. As you inhale, feeling your belly rise. You might feel it. Just notice if that's happening, and then as you exhale, letting go. Let's try a few more breaths like that, where you can even put your hands on your belly. Now, of course, you could stay in this position if it's very relaxing for you, or you could choose to bring the knees up and either come into constructive rest or shavasana or any other restorative position. And then making that transition over the next few breaths if you'd like to. And then once you find this final position, is take a couple of sighs, letting go of your breath control altogether. Placing your arms wherever they feel best. And just attempting to let go of as much effort as you can right now. And if you find that your mind is busy or occupied with anything, feel for taking a sigh and just noticing your body here, feeling for letting go of effort.